locked in. All right, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. All right, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. What's going on, tubers? Welcome to and back to Blues Channel 75 for Blue Chase. Nuh-uh. Last night, 5150 show. But what do you know? Corey Holcomb had Anton Daniels on his show. That actually threw me off guard. I like Anton Daniels, you know what I mean? I'm sub to one of his channels. I think it's, I forgot. Maybe the After Hours or something, or the $1 Million Show. I forgot. I'm sub to one of those channels. The thing is that, what had transpired last night, it took me back to the Zoe Williams and the Corey Holcomb beef back in the day. And I didn't want to see that. These two Midwest brothers, you know what I mean? One is from Detroit, one is from Chicago. You know, my pops is from Chicago, and I got a lot of family back in the Midwest on my dad's side, you know what I mean? Just because people are from the Midwest doesn't mean that they're gonna all get along. We all have disagreements. It can be within politics or whatever, religion, whatever. You know what I mean? Those things I try to stay away from. And also there's a big age difference between the two. One is 43, one is 57. I'm not taking nobody's side, but based on principle, here's where Corey Holcomb was right. That's one thing you don't say to a man in his face. Even in hip-hop culture, R.I.P. Yeah, one of my favorite MCs who passed on, DMX. He used to always say that in some of his tracks. He would say, suck my dick, suck my dick, suck my dick. You know what I mean? That's one thing you don't say to a man, especially on his platform, on his show. So basically, Anton Daniels was triggering Corey. Maybe he knew that he could trigger Corey like that by saying something like that. You know what I mean? Even though Corey did say, he said, you kissing white man's ass. You know what I mean? Then he comes back and he says, you sucking a D of black people. Now he said that and he kept on saying it as far as he said, yes you do, like that. And Corey kept saying, hey man, you ain't gonna be saying that on my show. You ain't gonna be saying that in my face. I don't do that. He kept telling them that. Now that right there, Corey was holding himself back, having restraint, which how I thought he should have. But it's just based on principle. You're supposed to teach wisdom to the younger person. Have some wisdom about yourself. You know, so I'm glad it didn't get physical. You know what I mean? But the whole thing is that Corey has a point. You don't say that to a man in his face. Now online, people get away with saying all kinds of shit. People will call you this, call you that, on the slick way do it or do shit like that. But in person, you know, that's a different story. You don't disrespect a man like that, especially when he's not like that. Corey Holcomb almost went Detective Alonzo Harris on Anton Daniels last night on the 5150 show.
Told me to suck your. Isn't that what you said to me? Look at me. You wanted me to suck. Right? Now what you said? Didn't you say suck my? Don't lie to me. That's what you said. You telling me I'm a liar? You didn't say suck my. That's not what you said to me. So I'm
It's
lying.
just based on principle. You don't say that to a man on his platform. You just don't do that. And I'm not taking sides. You know what I mean? Anton had some points though. He did say that you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. And he said, I don't fuck with a lot of that you say and that you do. You know what I mean? And Corey Holcomb said it himself. He admitted it. He said, I believe you. He said, I believe you. When he said that Corey Holcomb was a hypocrite. Did you guys catch that? I believe you. So basically it's all based on principle. You just don't disrespect a man like that on his platform. and say something like that when you know it's going to be offensive to Corey Holcomb. Now, Corey can't get away with a lot of stuff that he said in the past about people. Like online, he admitted it himself that he said something about Charles Barkley, but when he saw him in person, he was like, hey, man, that's a big brother, man. I ain't going to say that to his face. Corey admitted that. It's just the principle in all the matter. You know, I'm not taking sides. Anton Daniels said what he said, and it was disrespectful. No man wants that type of treatment. No man wants that, especially on your platform. You allow this brother to come on your platform, you know what I mean? And then he takes it there because you said that he's kissing a white man's ass. But overall, I'm glad those two brothers didn't get into a physical situation, in all honesty. You know what I mean? I like both personalities online, you know what I'm saying? Corey Holcomb, I like his platform as far as he has hip-hop royalty on there. He has Darlene on there. You know, my favorite pioneer of all times in rap history is part of Darlene. They share a son together. You know what I mean? Who might that be? I say A-Tay. Remember I said money controls the world and that's it. And when you got it, then you could talk shit power. Yeah. He left a message. He said, sitting in the jail cell feeling like a dumbbell while she jocked the next jock. Well, remember that? Classic. So like I said, it's hip-hop royalty there on the Corey Holcomb show. Seeing Darlene there. You know, and then you got Craig Fax, another West Coast native. Him and Darlene, both West Coast natives, born and raised in SoCal. And don't forget, Corey says some real shit. Regardless, you may not like how it's put out there to you sometimes, but he tells you the real shit that you can't deny. All right, then tubers, feel free to sub, comment, like, share, and I'll catch you guys on another one.